can you talk about the confidence, seeing the success of From the Bell Tolls has given you?
It took a minute to sink in. I did have to stutter step and go, we're starting book 2. It's its own animal, and that's okay.
Any particular spicy scene that you feel proud of?
For that scene I'm thinking of, my trick to that was I was ovulating and listening to 9 Inch Nails. It was just letting the characters talk to me. You guys are freaks. Let me find the appropriate words for that.
Hi everyone, I'm Amara Hashijo. I'm an executive editor at Saga Press, and today I'm joined by New York Times bestselling author of For Whom the Bell Tolls, Jaysea Lynn. For Whom the Bell Tolls is a swoon-worthy romance that you can pick up now. Jaysea, thank you for joining us on The Right Reasons.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Jaysea, could you tell us a little bit about the origins For Whom the Bell Tolls and how you initially built your social media following?
None of it was supposed to happen. This is the happiest accident ever. It's like a Bob Ross. So I was working in retail and at Joanne Fabrics, RIP, and had a really bad interaction with a customer. And I just really wanted the customer to be wrong for once. And from there, I kind of got the idea for the first episode of Hell's Bells. And I was like, oh, I'll do 5 skits of this, where I was like, oh, the customer's always going to be wrong in hell. This is funny. There's some comedic opportunities here. And I was like, I'll do 5 episodes, and we're now 600 and something episodes and a full book. But it kind of kept going from there. And mostly the growing of it was just having fun and posting consistently. But that wasn't hard because I was having so much fun doing it and coming up with all these wacky characters and the insane stuff that they say and do. And it was just fun to get to explore that.
Well, we are very grateful for the world that you built out with Hell's Bells. So I will say your journey in self-publishing was a little bit shorter than usual. But leading up to the book deal, can you tell us some of the challenges you encountered when you had sort of planned to self-publish?
It felt like no matter how much research I did, I would be like, oh yes, I'm very confident and this is what's going to happen, step 1, 2, and 3. And then I'd get on to step 2 and realize that there were 6 steps I should have done in between 1 and 2. It's like, oh, what's a Library of Congress number? I can get one of those. Oh, okay, what's a ISBN? Okay, let's get that too. And then it was, oh, well, now I need an editor and not just a cover. So it was a whole lot of start-stop in terms of learning what I needed. And that was wild. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this new process is like with, a whole team to actually guide me through instead of kind of going through the rapids of figuring out how to make a book cleaner and readable and get it out there in the world. But yeah, that was a full crash course of a year. I did the whole editing for Whom the Bell Tolls in a year.
I am so impressed, honestly, with what you accomplished on your own, knowing that it was just you and anybody that you chose.
Yeah.
So
the line edits, when I got the line edits back, I had 10 days to turn those around because then it was due to a copy editor. So I did the entirety of the line edits for Whom the Bell Tolls in 10 days. I don't think I slept.
That is also not a short book. So it's wild that you would spend, months, maybe leading into a year writing it and then be editing that quickly. Can you tell, well, I know this, but can you tell everybody else the story of how we first met?
Oh, that was when we were doing interviews with different people who'd expressed interest. It was also during the California wildfires. And I remember we met on Zoom, and you opened it up and all the light was this beautiful red gold. And we're like, oh, where are you at? You're like, oh, I'm in LA. And we were like, do you need to go? But yeah, we had it was half of it was just us. We just clicked. It was great. But yeah, on Zoom in a whirlwind of meetings and stuff that happened very, very quickly. I was still trying to find my feet.
That was quite a January, and thinking back, I cannot believe what we have done together in the past 9 months. I can't believe it's only been 9 months.
I don't know how you guys are standing between you guys, the folks over at Maverick who got the audiobook done in lightning time. It's not it was. I sent the manuscript to my friend who then sent it to then became my agent, Amy. That was December 21st. And then we were I think you and I met maybe 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Wow.
So happy
Well,
holidays.
a record 2025.
Yes. It's flown by somehow.
So, do you have any writing advice for people who are just looking to get started, generally, but also, in the fantasy and romantasy spaces?
Someday I'll feel really confident, I think, in answering this question when I have like maybe more than one book under my belt. But it's like, because I'm still a beginner writer. I feel like this is my first like long form work other than like some fan fiction that will live and die on my laptop from college. I think my biggest piece is you have to have fun with it. Like you have to really love the story because if you're going to publish it, even if you're going to self-publish it, you're going to read it 15 times and then you're going to be talking about it for potentially the rest of your life. So I'd say have fun. Like there's no rules. Don't worry about rules or tropes or write the story you want to tell. And then you can like work from there. But in terms of fantasy, I don't even know. Just have so much more fun with that one. Go crazy. You make the rules in fantasy. So maybe don't do what I did, which I wrote this book mostly for fun, but I took the world building and treated it almost like I was going to submit it to a scientific journal for review. I was like, no, there must be a scientific reason why there's bioluminescence in hell. There must be a reason for this when I could have just been like, it's magic. And I think that's cool. But so you get to make your own rules. It's fun.
Yeah, all of those little details. I love that too, that in sci-fi fantasy, you get to make the rules. You get to play around
Yeah.
with so much about the world. I'm also really excited for book two, just the fact that there are going to be some new characters, familiar faces.
Yes.
I'm going to backtrack around to your origin story a little bit. So after you graduated from college, you bought and lived aboard a 35-foot sailboat for 8 years. What led to this and how that experience sort of like opened up into where we are now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could wind it all the way back. My dad lived aboard his sailboat. He had a 42-foot sailboat that he lived aboard for many, many years. That's how he met my mom. And so that's where the C in my name comes from. I like to joke that I'm a badly written character. Like it's just lazy naming on the book, whoever was plotting this book. So I grew up on and around boats. My parents sailed from Hawaii to Oregon with me when I was 13 months old. So I've grown up with that as a part of my life. And I always thought it'd be fun to be on a boat. I always wanted to have my own boat. And right before I graduated college, we were looking at my dad he's a teacher, and one of his students was selling his boat, and I didn't like it. So, but the net one next to it was for sale. And I could afford that. It was the cheapest rent in town because I wasn't going to be able to afford very much post-college. So I bought it, and we did a family team siege on fixing it up. And I got to sail up the Columbia and up the Washington coast and into Canada. And that was where I think a lot of the confidence building came from that led to posting Hell's Bells, writing a book. It's like, well, if I can sail a boat, surely I can post a chapter to the internet for other people to read. So that was very clarifying personally for me, like figure out who I am, what I like, what I can do, and where my limitations are. But also just instilling that confidence of like, I can figure this out.
I imagine you got a little bit of like good alone time to do some like little brainstorming and like, sort of remembering all of those times at a customer service while you're aboard this boat as well.
Yes, it was kind of funny if you look at some of the old skits, you can tell when I'm filming on the boat and when there's a windstorm because it sounds like I'm filming in the middle of a hurricane. And it's like there's seagulls in hell for some reason. Don't worry about it. But I did get a lot of writing time done. The Wi-Fi was super spotty, so maybe not a whole lot of research, but fantastic for productivity. Like no one was texting me. I couldn't watch Netflix. Might as well write.
It's amazing what we could do without internet.
I know. Unfortunately, my mom was right. Sometimes it really is that damn phone.
Do you have a favorite scene that you had just a lot of fun writing in For Whom the Bell Tolls?
There's a few. Some that I'll talk about, some that I won't.
Yeah.
There's some that I'm really proud of that weren't necessarily like fun, but they were really big emotionally like poignant scenes. I don't know how like spoilery we want to go, but they were like towards the end. Like the book's been out for a year. We can talk about this a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like the funeral and when they go back to the battlefield. Those I was really proud of how those turned out. But in terms of fun, the trivia nights, because I got to flex my nerd knowledge and I got to write all those fun, witty banter dynamics. and put random creatures in there for fun. Because why wouldn't you want to have like a fairy just like, delivering nachos? It was that kind of, those were fun.
Those are some of my favorites too. And I think part of it is just like a group of friends hanging out at a bar.
Oh, yeah. And just like the random banter that comes from that. It was kind of hard to like, because I would get deep into the friendship fun and I would be like, oh, we could just chit chat about this. This is not serving the story at all. We have like 2 pages of them just being stupid and having dialogue, and it's great. It's not doing anything that I need it to do. So unfortunately, some of that's going to have to go. But yeah.
Okay, so if you're JC's parents, maybe block your ears.
They signed a waiver. I made them sign a waiver, so we're good.
Is there a secret to writing spicy scenes or any particular spicy scene that you feel particularly proud of?
Like a tip that I feel proud of, or like writing a spicy scene that I feel proud of?
Maybe something about the process,
The
where
process.
you went through it and you were like, this is a really fantastic spicy scene.
There's one that springs immediately to mind, and I wish there was some really profound, like, whatever that I could offer. But my step one for that is, I think, much like actual intimacy, is to like there's a layer of trust in yourself and your process, but also just you're there to have fun. Like, it's not that serious. But also for that scene I'm thinking of, my trick to that was I was ovulating and listening to Nine Inch Nails. That worked out really well for me. Do I recommend it for everyone? No. But it worked that one time. So we'll see how book 2 rolls out. But other than that, it was just letting the characters talk to me and being like, well, you guys are freaks. Let me find the appropriate words and sentence structure for that. Let's go.
Let me just get that down.
Yeah. It's like having a play going in your head and you're like, okay, hold on, pause, hold position while I find synonyms for hand or whatever.
It's so funny too, what you mentioned about ovulation. There's so much on TikTok where someone's like, don't talk to me. I'm in the luteal phase. It took me a while to figure out what that meant, but it can affect workflow, in fact.
It's like the phases of the moon. We're like werewolves. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
Can you talk about a little bit more? You touched on this, but the confidence that writing overall and sort of seeing the success of For Whom the Bell Tolls has given you.
It took a minute to sink in. I think in part because it happened so fast. So I was, felt a little bit like a Roadrunner where your feet start going, but your head's all the way in the back and you're like, hold on, let me just catch up. But this has been insane. Like getting to talk to people and see that it's not just like a funny little story anymore. Like people are understanding and taking the meaning of it. It's not just for entertainment. It absolutely can be, but it's really touching people in a way that I wasn't expecting. So that's been so much fun to get to share that. But I did have to like stutter step and go, okay, for starting book 2, let's do it again. And I was so worried about repeating what I did the first time that I had to like take a minute, take a break and go, I'm not writing book 1 again. I'm writing book 2. It's its own animal. And that's okay. So finding the confidence to just be like, things are going to be different and accepting that took a minute, not going to lie, but we got there. We're there.
I love that for you. So there are a couple sort of branch off questions from this. So one is, you get a ton of messages, and I've also seen in person just how deeply your book has resonated with readers, from parts of its healing to just things about love and found family. I have also noticed that your book has really struck parts of the queer community who really love it. And I'm wondering if there is a reason you think this might be. You've had just enormous support from like all corners.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was something that sort of stood out to me.
Yeah. I don't know if I can be like, yes, it's this exact one thing. In the conversations that I've had, I have noticed a reoccurring theme of a lot of people who are queer, who also have like religious backgrounds and who had different experiences within that, some good, some very bad, and that this is something that the book talks about is religious trauma, and both of the main characters are bisexual, but there's also, I tried to put a lot of representation in there because that's just how people are as well. But I think that the religious background component does factor into it a touch, but I think it's also just it is an idealized world in the afterlife where there's just a lot more basic understanding, and I think that a lot of people really crave that, especially these days.
Absolutely. And without too many spoilers, you mentioned book two, and what can we expect from the next book in the series? And I think that you should feel free to mention the couple that will be featured if you would like.
That's okay. That's what I was like. Okay, how can I talk around this one?
Editorial permission.
So it's going to be about Penny and Greg. And Penny is our shy new arrival to the help desk, and she's going to have quite a journey. She arrives in kind of a low place, and she gets to jump right into the chaos of Lily and Sharky and who they are. And then we also get to see Mr. Greg, who is the master of level 9, and he gets to go on his own fun little journey of discovery as well. There will be some angst, I can promise, like just a tad and some yearning. That's what I aspire to anyway. That's what I want. But yeah.
We love a little angst.
Oh, it's fun. It's kind of like when people are like, "Oh, your book made me cry," and I'm like, "Yes, that I feel like I did a good job. Thank you." Then
There is a little bit of a rebellious streak in your book. I would love to know how much of that comes from you a little bit, and also if there are characters in particular that you had maybe an easier time writing because they sort of exemplify that, or like parts of your own experience and personality.
yeah, I think we all kind of like put little pieces of ourselves in like who we write, and I think I did that maybe a little bit more so just because the way that these characters came about because I was acting them first. So I put a little bit of more of myself in each character so I could find my way into their headspace and understand them better as I was writing them, acting them, doing all this stuff. So Lily and I do both enjoy running our mouths just a tad. A pun, I'm disappointed if I let one pass by. But Lily is a lot more brash than I naturally am. So like we would like butt heads. I'm like, if you would take just a second and chill, none of your problems would be happening right now. Like just calm down, think it through, have a conversation, and move on. And maybe don't make sex jokes to every deity you meet. It might make your life a little bit easier. So the wittiness was really fun with Lily. That's something that we do have in common. And rebelliousness, I don't know. I'm sure my mom's about to appear and inform me that I am misspeaking here. But I do tend to be a little bit stubborn. So I don't know if I would have marched myself down to hell in terms of rebelliousness. I would have been probably pretty happy with the self-cleaning house and the library. But rebelliousness, it's a little more adventurousness, I would like to say. Just so that I don't get in trouble with my mom and my agent later, who will both correct me, I'm sure.
How much did writing this book, For Whom the Bell Tolls, serve as a therapeutic experience for you?
Oh, the whole thing was just one big therapy exercise. Like there was a lot of things that like I've never had cancer, I've never died. Like there's things that I've never been through, obviously, but the found family and building those relationships was really, really important for me because we lose friends, we gain friends. So that was a fun way to work through that. But also the religious trauma element of it as well. I grew up very religious and then left that community, and that left a pretty big void because when I left, I lost all of my friends and all of that community support. So being able to write a much more supportive community like the afterlife without having to worry about what your faith is, that was really cathartic. And Lily definitely had some moments with a few characters that were very, very therapeutic to write, not to spoil too much.
I think until you said it this way, I didn't realize how many things are the things that like we wish we had or we wish we could do, in customer service, talking
Oh
back when the
my gosh.
customer is wrong, or, when you don't have that sort of, whether it's family or friends, like you don't have that community to support you through these things,
Yeah.
to have a place like this book where, you get that really like strong, comforting sense, it's so nice. And I also I agree. I think it is something we need nowadays.
Yeah. And especially working in customer service. I don't know if you've been into a store lately, but oh my God, I have seen some things.
So, JC, between acquisition in January and first publication in May, I would say this has been a very truncated and kind of unusual editorial process. I would love to know if there were any sort of like parts of publication that you found like really exciting or challenging, and sort of what it was like as well to, be working with a team for the first time as an entryway into traditional publishing.
Yeah. It was like going from like night to day. Because it was like if I needed something to be done when I was self-publishing, it was like if I'm not doing this, it's not getting done. So it's like I got to the point where I was feeling guilty about like I'm not doing enough on my edits right now. Like I shouldn't be in bed, right? Like it was ridiculous. To suddenly I have everybody's like, do you need to take a break? Yes, we'll take care of this for you. Do you have any questions? And instead of me having to wade through 9 million pages of Google, I just get to hop in your email and be like, hey, Amara, I need you to translate something for me. What does this mean? So it's fun because it's like I have no point of reference for like what it was all supposed to be. It's all just kind of been my journey. But you guys are like, okay, here's how to do a copy edit with us. Easy. You're like, oh yes, let's talk about this. Going on a book tour. Because you're like, oh yeah, we'll take care of that. How do you feel about going to this place? Yeah, it really twist my arm. Oh, what a travesty. But yeah, it's been fun to get to collaborate with you on the second one as well. And I look forward to like really getting into that process because
I know.
it's
I
like, oh,
am
I get to
so
send you a few
excited for
chapters
us to
and
do full edits together.
I know I'm going to lob it your way, hopefully here in a couple of months and be like, well, Amara, here we go. Let's see what this looks like. But I'm comfortable now sending my manuscripts off, like putting a kid to college. It's like, okay, go try not to get arrested. Like go have fun. Come back with, notes.
Also, I feel that JC is very modest, but that she also you also have one of the strongest work ethics I've ever seen. I did not know at certain points that you had been getting up really early just to write for us. First thing in the morning while you're doing all this promo. So thank you.
Yeah.
And then we're here to make those later parts easier. But I think when it comes to the writing of the book, like only you can do it. So, I'm one of many who are like eagerly awaiting book two.
I know. I'm like, okay, do I send it now? No. So then I keep overthinking it. So I just keep sipping and writing. So if you see me hunched over a keyboard in the airport, I'm working on a scene. Don't worry about it.
Do you have a maximum number of coffee cups that you've piled up at your desk ever?
No, because like here's my personal problem is I've got an espresso machine at my apartment and I've got a reusable cup, so I can't keep track. But I know that if I start going to that thing more than like twice in a day, I can't feel individual heartbeats, and then I just start to hear colors, and I'm like, I can't write like this. I need to eat some bread and calm down. So yeah, no, the problem for me is my snacks. There is a graveyard of granola bar wrappers and like little mini M&Ms kits over by my desk that speak to my shame. And Thai iced teas. The second book is being brought to you apparently by Thai iced teas.
Your weakness for Thai iced teas has been called out to me by others via email.
Yeah, no, my local place, they see me coming and they just start making it. And I was like, I was actually coming here for pad Thai, but I'll take the tea too. Thank you.
So yeah, I guess if anyone's curious, that's the secret to writing a good romantic novel.
Lots of Thai iced tea. Find your drink of choice.
Well, I think that is it for our questions. We would love to have you maybe read a short passage from For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Yeah. Find one that's mostly decent. All right. So how about a little bit out of chapter 5? So this is just at the very beginning, but Lily has, spoiler, died because she's diagnosed with cancer in the first sentence. So she's passed away. She's in the afterlife, and she just got to her paradise, and she's getting to find out what that looks like for her. So the scents hit her first. Fresh air, wildflowers, cut grass, good food, wood smoke, all carried by a warm breeze that tickled over her skin and tugged at her hair. Paradise. She'd made it to paradise. Lily opened her eyes and squinted, adjusting to the bright, cheerful sunshine. A bird twittered as it swooped past, its mate dancing along on the breeze behind it, the pair of them flying away over lush, rolling green hills dotted with trees, the roofs of cottages and smoking chimneys, some set right into the ground. A wide, clear stream burbled happily in the distance, cutting right through the center of an idyllic little village full of trees and what looked like canals. A rugged line of small mountains stretched up towards the sky in variegated shades of blue, purple, gray, and green. dropping down to a sparkling fjord and reminding her of home. Focus shifting to her immediate surroundings, Lily looked down. She stood in a vibrant patch of grass surrounded by a garden of thriving plants, vegetables, fruit trees, pots, and beds of flowers. Bees buzzed as they went from bloom to bloom. A wooden fence stood proudly between her and a well-worn cobbled road, the gate a delicate swirl of wrought iron. A familiar, purring chirp that she hadn't heard in more than a decade had her whipping around in disbelief. Her childhood cat, Max, trotted out of a patch of strawberries, his black-on-white fur gleaming in the sun, fluffy tail straight up in greeting. He mashed his little head against her shin before she could react, rubbing his whole body against her leg and purring with all his might. Eyes stinging, Lily scooped him up and buried her face in his sun-warmed fur, laughing and crying all at once. Had to get the cat in there somehow.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
This fluffy little boy.
I'm reliving Lily's paradise.
It's just such a happy, lush place with a cat and a self-cleaning house. What more do you need?
Awesome. Jaysea, thank you so much
Yeah?
for coming in to chat with me today. I am so excited that your deluxe hardcover edition is out in the world. For Whom the Bell Tolls is available across formats, from ebook to now a beautiful hardcover and paperback, to an audio version that has made all of us cry. And I hope you all enjoy. And if you do love it, feel free to write to Jaysea. We are just so excited at Saga for this book.
Thank you guys so much for all you've done to help bring this to life. This is so far beyond anything I ever dreamed for this book. It's awesome. So thank you, Amara.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.